Lisa Green.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for joining me here in Dallas, Texas. I want my audience to know on the Valder Beebe Show, I'm going to be speaking to Lisa Green Lewis. She's a CPA and she's a tax expert with TurboTax. Lisa, you are in your probably heaven because this is your season.
Yes, it is.
Well, we want to get some advice from you because it's not the season for most of us, okay? So what advice would you give us about start filing our taxes, even if we haven't filed them at this late, almost deadline?
I would say don't panic. You still have time, but I would get started. You can get started by gathering all your documents in one place. So, documents that report your income, like W 2s and 1099s. And also, don't forget to gather those documents for deductible expenses. And then you want to go online and e file with direct deposit. That's the fastest way to get your tax refund.
Okay, I'm sure there's some key law changes and adjustments for this tax season. They always do that. How can we know, and how can they impact our taxes?
Yes, one of the first ones I want to talk about is inflation adjustments. This is the most we've seen them adjusted in decades, about 7.1%. So, standard deduction is one of them, and about 90% of tax filers claim this deduction. And so, if you're single, you're going to get a deduction of 13,850. Married filing jointly, you're going to get 27,700, and head of household, you're going to get 20,800. The second provision I wanted to talk about, energy efficiency credits. Those really kick in this year. Those have been expanded. So if you put energy efficient windows or doors in your home, that credit went from up to $500 to $1,200. And electric vehicles, we always have the $7,500 credit, but now for new electric vehicles, but now you can get a credit up to $4,000 for used electric vehicles. And then the child tax credit, it's not new, but there's been a lot of buzz about the child tax credit expanding and people are holding off on filing. And I just want to emphasize what the IRS commissioner said. He urges people to file. Should that provision expand, the IRS will make adjustments on their end to impacted tax returns.
Okay, those are some important things to know. But can you also speak on how about if you were a crypto investor, or you got a side hustle, or you bought a house, or you got married? Are you in that gotta pay attention?
Yeah, moves you make in your life, there are usually tax benefits associated with them. So if you sold crypto and you had some losing crypto, you could offset that loss against your gains and lower your taxes. Or if you work a side gig, you're now self employed, but remember that you can deduct your expenses directly related to your side gig, like supplies that you buy, or travel, or your car expenses.
I want my audience to know that Lisa Green, I told you she's a CPA and a tax expert with TurboTax, but she's got over 20 years of experience in tax preparation. So listen and listen closely. Lisa, what about can you file after April 15th and get an extension? What do we need to know about an extension for us procrastinators?
Yes, if you can't make the tax deadline of April 15th, you have to file the extension by April 15th. And if you owe money, one thing to remember that it is an extension to file and not an extension to pay.
Ooh, okay. So we need to say that again.
So it is only an extension to file and not to pay if you owe money. So if you owe money, you need to pay at least 90% of what you owe by April 15th to avoid penalties.
Okay, I gotta ask you this. So what if I file and I'm due a refund? Will they give me my money back?
Yeah, if you are getting a refund, then you would not get penalties, but you would still need to file an extension if you can't make the deadline.
Okay, some of us need more guidance than just the ABCs. What do you recommend for us to get this extra guidance?
Yes, you could come to TurboTax, and if you choose to do your taxes yourself, you're easily guided, but you can also hand your taxes over to our TurboTax Live full service experts, and they can do your taxes from start to finish. And then new this year, we've partnered with independent verified tax pros in your local area, so you can meet with them in person.
Where can we go online and find more information about gathering documents, what we need, that kind of thing?
You can go to turbotax.com.
Lisa Green Lewis, they told me you were one of the smartest CPAs, and I'm going to agree with them. I want to thank you for stopping by the Valder Beebe Show and talking to my audience about taxes.
Thank you.
1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.